essentially was like, if I decide to marry a doctor, he was like, I prefer them to be family medicine or a dermatologist because I don't believe that a woman should be working more than a man or as much as a man.
Hey guys, welcome back to Gets It Out. Now today we have another video for you. This video is from Beast Mode Smooth Reacts. Now I know this lady. This is a doctor that was rejected by a regular guy, and there's a reason. You already know how it is. These doctors, especially if it's a woman that's a doctor, the entitlement is at an all-time high. But I'm not going to ruin for you guys. Let's get right into this.
Interesting story from this doctor who apparently is not able to attract a spouse. Okay, apparently she's having some difficulties in the single dating market, and she's going to be going ahead and outlining some of her dates. Take a look.
Even though I was against it, I was like, let me just try it. So this guy, he also was a surgery resident. He was a little bit higher up. Essentially, we went on a date and everything like that. And, we were vibing. It was a good time, right? Until he asked me, he was like, oh, what made you become a surgeon? Like, what made you decide to become a surgeon? I was like, I really like it. I was like, I really love being hands-on, and just went into my whole spiel about why I wanted to be a surgeon. And he essentially was like, if I decide to marry a doctor, he was like, I prefer them to be family medicine or a dermatologist because I don't believe that a woman should be working more than a man or as much as a man. I was like, okay. I don't even think I said anything. I think
it's wild. See, I'll tell you what happens with a lot of modern women. She thought in her head, her getting that job because she's a doctor's gonna want her. Doctor wants a woman to be a woman. He wants a woman home cooking and cleaning, not putting in just as much hours as him.
I was just like, okay, that's good for you. Anyway, I just stopped talking to him. I was like, dating as a doctor is becoming weird. I was dating this guy, right? We were dating for a little bit. Like, I felt deep down he was competing with me. I don't know why, I just felt like that. Anyway, this situation that happened kind of sealed the deal. So me and him, we were having a conversation, just a casual conversation. He was telling me about this story, how like this family went to like different doctors, like, trying to figure out what's going on, but no one could figure it out. And one doctor ended up figuring out what was going on. He just came out and was like, most doctors are dumb. Taken back, I was like, what are you saying? He was like, yeah, most doctors are dumb. He was like, a lot of them don't take their job seriously, just going on a rant. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, that's your opinion. I'm not really entertaining it much. And then he started to say, like, if I wanted to be a doctor, I could be a doctor. It's like, it's not hard. Like, I can be a doctor. It was so weird. Anyway, I ended up, eventually stopped talking to him, but I don't know what's up with these guys.
I don't know if I necessarily believe this story, to be honest with you guys. Man or woman, I think it's an accomplishment to be a doctor, because give or take, it's about 10 years. Plus you have to get ongoing training and things of that nature. So it's kind of like this ongoing thing. So I think that in itself is an accomplishment, and it's pretty impressive. Now, I don't know if he was necessarily making fun of you per se. I mean, it is a possibility, but I could see more of a realistic scenario where perhaps y'all were probably jostling back and forth. Maybe you threw your degrees or, mentioned how educated you are, and perhaps he took a jab. He was probably poking fun at you and said, your degrees, your diploma, that ain't nothing. Now, as far as men in general, in regards to getting with a woman and building a legacy, chances are you're going to want to have your woman at home. Okay. You're going to want to have your woman at home, or if she is working, at least have some family time where she's able to be home at a reasonable time. You got to understand, with these doctors and nurses and people in the medical field, they are on the clock 24/7. A lot of them are on call. They're going to have to drop everything and attend to work. Now, apparently this is a hot topic when it comes to women in the medical field. Okay. Apparently she's not the only one that's having difficulties finding a partner. Take a look.
You know what I find really interesting about medical school?
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry to stop it, but it's hard. You know, I seen a video. I reacted to a video on another channel where the woman was super high value. Same thing. They can't. A lot of times they can't stoop lower. So you see what happened with that doctor? She was talking to another doctor or another man that may be high value, and he doesn't want a woman that's like him or that's making money like him, because at least that to a headache and problems that you don't want to deal with.
School that nobody ever told me, or medicine in general. As a woman, your dating pool gets significantly smaller. As a man, oh my god, they're so lucky. Their dating pool multiplies. And I just think that is so interesting. And when I've talked about this with all my female friends in medical school, we're all kind of on the same page. As long as he has a good career and he likes his job and he works hard at it, like, we don't really care what they do. But a lot of men are completely turned off by the idea that we're going to make more money than them, which is bizarre to me. Like, we're going to be a team. Why wouldn't you be happy that we're making a lot of money? That's better for us. And I think a lot of men think that women will exclude them for not having a certain degree of education or not making enough money. And I'm sure there are women like that exist. But most women in medicine that I've met just want a supportive partner who encourages their passions. It would actually be better for me not to be with someone who's a doctor. We'd have a more balanced life and the schedules would be easier to work around. Just an interesting thought that I've noticed amongst all my friends.
All right, guys. So there you have it. These career-driven women are having difficulties finding a man. Okay. In my opinion, there's only two scenarios for these types of women. First option is going to be a guy in their career. Okay. Somebody that understands their schedule, understands kind of the industry, so to speak, and kind of gets that they're not necessarily going to be available at all times. Okay. That's the first scenario. The second scenario is going to be a guy that doesn't necessarily make the same amount of money, but has the time to kind of pump into the relationship. So pretty much being a cheerleader to what they have going on, taking the responsibility of cooking, cleaning, looking after the kids, their hype man, so to speak, in regards to them getting to that next level when it comes to their career. The guys that they want, okay, the high value guys, the productive guys, okay, because she's in a position of authority. People are constantly looking up to her. She needs to insert herself and be dominant and be reassuring when she's dealing with her clients. So that automatically puts her in a masculine position. Okay. Again, I'm not too sure if these high value guys want to deal with a woman like that. I'm just saying. Now, this next example is a woman who's a doctor who apparently has found some success when it comes to dating.
All right, guys. Now, that last lady, you can tell from the way she was talking, if she's open to humbling herself, it takes being real humble. And there's some women that can do it. Like, for instance, let me give you an example. I saw a woman who worked a double shift as a nurse, came home, cooked and cleaned, and she couldn't wait to cook for her man. Right? She works a double shift, comes home, cooks for her man, cleans the house because she feels good. She wants to feel like she's doing for her man. And you already know what a woman said. How dare you do that? You work at a double shift, and you know she got it. There's women that will humble themselves and try to humble themselves and be there for a man and still be a woman to him. That's why guys don't like dealing with a woman like that. But she was trying. Now, if the doctor humbled herself that way, she has a chance.
It seems like the guy is kind of taking a back seat here. It seems like she's kind of leading the relationship. He has to conform to her ideologies, to her schedule, and kind of what she has going on. Take a look.
During my second year of med school, we had one professor tell us that finding a partner is going to be significantly easier for the men in our class than the women. Now, she was married, but I definitely see what she was talking about. Being a woman in medicine, I am not a traditional girl to date by any means. Like, when me and my boyfriend first started dating, we were having like check-in text messages maybe once or twice a week. We were seeing each other maybe once a month. Like, my schedule was absolutely insane. It got better. And as we knew each other more, I was willing to make more time to spend with him and to go on dates and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not someone who's constantly going to be like calling you, texting you, able to hang out. It's a very different dynamic dating a woman in medicine. It also takes a whole hell of a lot to impress me. Like doing the basics, like having a job, like you need to have a job. And I'm not impressed by your job because I know I'll be able to take care of myself. So it's really more so like who you are at the core as a person. Like, do you have morals? Do you have integrity? Are you responsible? Are you accountable? Are you a God-fearing man? Do I think you're funny? Like, that's actually very high on the list. Like, do we actually have chemistry? Can we have a real conversation? Do you still?
Yeah, see, she has a chance. A woman like this, she's a doctor, and that's what it takes for her not to care. She said it. I don't care about the money. I can provide for myself. That right there, you get something like that, you don't have to worry about. I mean, it's not about the money, right? It's not about the money with her. It's not about the money with you. She humbles herself, wants a man that can do to others, as she's explaining. That's a win.
Push me to be better despite me, you know, being this career woman, whatever, blah, 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 super successful, da, da, da. Like, I still want someone who pushes me and motivates me. So it's different, and it definitely intimidates a lot of people. Communication, planning ahead, and flexibility. My schedule varies week to week. So at the beginning of the month, I go ahead and tell my boyfriend like what weekends I'm going to have off. Does he always remember? No. But I at least say like, these are the weekends I'm free if we want to go ahead and plan something. So planning ahead is also important. Also in line with communication is being very open, honest, and vulnerable about your feelings. Especially when you're like burnt out or stressed about work, so that your partner doesn't think that it's them. Because a lot of times when I come home from the hospital, I'm in a terrible mood and I don't want to see or talk to anyone. But living with my boyfriend, I've had to learn that, you know, number one, I don't need to take out my work stress on him, but also when I'm on a more stressful rotation, letting him know I'm feeling really anxious right now. I'm feeling really stressed out. I'm sad, like whatever it is. As far as being flexible, we do not have a conventional relationship by any means. Sometimes he has to go to big events without me because of how crazy my schedule is. And we don't try to explain that to anyone else. I really don't care if anyone else understands why we do things the way that we do. I work a lot. And so, as long as you guys are being flexible with each other, I think that that is all that you can do.
All right, guys. So there you have it. I mean, listen, if it's working out for her, more power to her. But, you know, a productive guy, competent guy looking to build a legacy. I don't know if this is necessarily the ideal situation. I think when women get into these particular industries, it simply disqualifies you know, a lot of guys from wanting to be in this potential situation. Okay, because these high value guys are going to look for women that are available. Okay, you need to have time for me and the children. And if you're out here working on call, you know, constantly at the hospital, conventions, on an airplane, so on and so forth, you know, it's just a difficult situation to be in. And a woman being educated is not really a prerequisite when it comes to a high value guy. Okay, now let's be clear, you know, we're not looking for high school dropouts and you know, people that can, or women that can't read or write. But I mean, the career shouldn't necessarily be your personality. That's number one. And number two, it shouldn't impede the relationship, right? It shouldn't really get in the way of us building something for the future. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Go ahead and provide me some feedback. And
yeah, guys, and that there was from Beast Mode Smooth Reacts, but it's so true. For the most part, like a guy doesn't care about the money. He doesn't want a woman for money. He doesn't want a woman that's focused on her career. All a guy cares about is you being there for me and the kids. Like he said, she's making it work with the one she has, right? And it can work sometimes, but not being able to be there on a regular basis, on a consistent basis, it's like, come on now. What are we really doing? Like, I would need you there for the kids. I would need you taking care of the kids. I would need you raising the kids, which is something you probably can never commit to. So now I'm doing your job. So the man turns to the woman. Imagine that she has a kid. He's cooking, cleaning, raising the kid. It's a headache. But yeah, guys. So thank y'all for watching. That was the video from Beast Mode Smooth Reacts. And I totally agree. Like, why would a guy want to deal with a woman that's not available? Of course, if you have kids, you don't want to be the man that's cooking and cleaning for the kids and changing diapers. Like, don't be wrong. I don't mind changing the diaper, but that's my job. I'm the mommy. I'm the mom nanny. Like, come on now. You guys get it. But thank y'all for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, subscribe to Beast Mode Smooth Reacts. But thank y'all. See y'all next video. Peace.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of bird.